Hello and welcome back. My name is Gabby and I am the Options for Youth English teacher here at Moreno Valley. This is our video for English 12B, Unit 10, Alternative Assessment, Review, Check for Understanding, whatever it is you want to call it. So it follows the same format as a lot of the other ones that you've already done. Section 1 is the unit vocabulary review, so all you have to do is fill in the blanks. So like for question number 1, you identify the vocab terms that best fit the blanks in the following sentence. So despite the thorough and blank attention and effort the waiter put into the couple's dinner, he only received a blank tip for all of that work. So it will either be A, fastidious and paltry, B, teeming and furtive, C, incessant and skeptical, or D, brink and keenly. So those are the options for that one. For number 2, same thing, different sentence and different words. At work, Dorothy watched every morning with blank shock as Francine consistently displayed a wide smile, greeted people with a sing-song tone, and skipped merrily around the office. Francine was absolutely blank with positive energy and joy compared to the exhausted and downtrodden Dorothy. So A, symmetrical and skeptical, B, paltry and incessant, C, appalled and teeming, or D, furtive and fastidious. Section 2 is grammar. You want to identify the types of clauses in the following sentence, A, adjective clause, and B, adverb clause. So remember, adjective describes things, adverbs describe other things, right? So adjectives describe only nouns. Adverbs describe verbs and other adjectives and things like that. So 3, as the sun peeks over the horizon, Trey completes his daily jog down the sandy beach. That's either A or B. 4, Chef Gustavo, renowned for creating exquisite sandwiches, smiled as he accepted the Michelin Star Award. It's either A or B. 5, Mallory bit into a steak sandwich that Chef Gustavo had created. It's either A or B. 6, with stubborn determination, the explorer bravely dove forward into the slot of winter storm. It's either A or B. So remember, nouns are person, place, things, or ideas. So if it's describing one of those, it's probably adjective. If it's not, it's probably adverb, right? Process of elimination. 7, which sentence does not use the correct pronoun antecedent agreement. So just remember here the stuff that I talked about at the beginning of the unit. A, each programmer continued to have network issues with their computers. B, the bird defended its nest with the utmost ferocity and determination. C, all of the nurses ended up skipping their lunch break because the emergency room continued to overflow with the pandemic patients. Or D, either Teresa or Nicole will present her PowerPoint presentation next, announced Deanna. 8, which of the following avoids being a run-on, comma, splice, or fragmented sentence? So basically, which is the correct sentence in these? A, unable to regain control of the spaceship, Captain Lou tried to restart the system controls, but the spaceship continued to remain unresponsive. B, Rick began to evacuate the energy crystals from the mine. Morty stared at the colorful shimmer of the stars above. C, contrary to Dr. Ummann's research and published reports findings. D, Doc Brown carefully tinkered with the flux capacitor and the time circuit settings. He was unable to locate the source of the DeLorean's glitches. 9, which sentence is punctuated correctly? A, Laura designed the video game's highly detailed graphics. Michael programmed its lines of operational code. B, the dentist carefully scanned the patient's x-ray before beginning the cavity removal procedure. C, crunchy yet fluffy Belgian waffles are my go-to breakfast item, but I also occasionally enjoy a sweet and gooey French toast. D, despite your high and mighty preaching, you are just as selfish and flawed as the rest of us, growled Brian. 10. Which sentence uses the correct verb-subject agreement or subject-verb agreement? That can be found again at the beginning of Unit 10. I go over that a little bit. In the tranquil swamps of Dagobah, Yoda and Luke meditate with full focus to strengthen their connect with the Force. B. The X-Wing and Y-Wing pilots stare in horror as the shadowy figure of the Death Star grew over the indoor horizon. C. Darth Vader masterfully counter and repel the lightsaber barrage by Master Kirak Infala. Or D. Neither Obi-Wan nor the clone troopers could believe the effectiveness of General Grievous's risky counteroffensive move. Number 11 is about parallel structure. Which of the following is the best way to repair the parallel structure issue in the following sentence? In a little bit, Charlie will check the new camera equipment. The complex sound gear is prepared by Jenna, and Shyla will review the detailed contracts. So here are the options. A, in a little bit, Charlie checked the new camera equipment. The complex sound gear is prepared by Jenna, and Sheila reviewed the detailed contracts. B, in a little bit, the new camera equipment is checked by Charlie. The complex sound gear is prepared by Jenna, and the detailed contracts are reviewed by Sheila. C, in a little bit, Charlie checked the new camera equipment. Jenna prepared the complex sound gear, and Sheila reviewed the detailed contracts. D, in a little bit, Charlie will check the new camera equipment. Jenna will prepare the complex sound gear, and Sheila will review the detailed contracts. Or E, in a little bit, Charlie will check the new camera equipment. Jenna prepared the complex sound gear, and Sheila will review the detailed contracts. So be really careful with those. There's minor differences in each. Just be careful to see those. So like, let's see. So like prepared versus prepare versus prepared. So just be careful because it could be a minor change like that. Number 12, which sentence contains no errors in capitalization? The Wounded Knee massacre of Lakota Indians in December 1980 is popularized in director Simonau's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee movie. I'm sorry for any mispronunciations. I'm not great at like verbs or names. I'm not great at names. B, after watching Star Wars Revenge of the Sith at the Cinemark theaters, we went to eat cheeseburgers at In-N-Out Burger Shop in Hesperia. C, during Christmas break, my university friend and I headed to Tokyo to eat some Japanese ramen at Ichiraku Ramen and visit a Shinto shrine in Asakusa. Or D, the captain and helmsman spent their time on Saturday to review the ship's inventory list and to inspect General Warren's military supplies. Section 3, General Concept Review. 13, which passage would not be used in a short story with third-person point of view? Would not be used. So which one wouldn't be great for third-person point of view? A, the SWAT team positioned themselves quietly outside the faculty. Inside, the kidnappers continued to watch TV and to play on their phones in oblivious bliss. So would that story do well with third person? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. B, Agent Collier quietly peeked around the corner would not be used in a short story with third person. So is that in third person? Can I use that? B, Agent Collier quietly peeked around the dark corner to survey the positioning of the security guards in the hallway. He began to carefully formulate a plan as he memorized the layout. C, I stared in a silent shock as our plane's propellers began to sputter and smoke during the long flight. Or D, he slumped in his chair with complete heartbreak as he read her rejection note. She felt guilty, but the honest truth was she didn't feel the same way about him. Next is active voice versus passive voice. So remember, subject, verb, object is active, object, verb, subject is passive. I ate the cookie, active, I am doing the thing, therefore I'm at the beginning and then I do the thing. Or passive, the cookie, the thing that had the action done to it, was eaten by me. So thing that had the action done to it, action, person doing the action. The storage units okay, also listen to this. I ate the cookie. The cookie was eaten by me. There's a helping verb in there, right? Was eaten. That's also a really good clue for active voice versus passive voice. Passive voice always has the was or were or something like that up in front of it, usually. Not always, but usually. The storage units and bunker supplies were carefully inspected by Chief Kinsworth this morning. So is it A or B? 15. Frodo and Sam struggled to climb the steep and dangerous slopes of Mount Doom. A or B? 16. What is the correct order for listing the following works in a works cited page? So go through, try to figure out what would be the correct order. So would it be zoo, Kilcarny, and then COVID? Would it be COVID, Kilcarny, and then zoo, C, or D? Remember, alphabetical.